Wickedness it comes from within the soul of man. That's where it originates. Wickedness comes from in the soul of man because the soul of man is infected with our Adamic nature. Jesus is explaining that to his disciples and those that are listening also. He's in the house now talking to them. We're going to go up here to about number 30, or no, 25, maybe 25 or 30, something like that. We'll find out where we're going to stop. We're starting with verse number 21. Esothen gar ek tes cardias, ton anthropon, hoi, dia logisamoi, hoi kakoi, ek poru o te, porne e, kolopoi, phonoi. Now we're going to come to a really ugly list of wickedness. For from within, out of the heart, and what we're calling the heart here, esothen, that means inside, from within, that goes out. For that which goes in, out of the heart of the man, out of the soul of man. The word cardias there, it means the seat of infection. It's not the heart that's in you that's beating, pumping blood, but this is the soul, your soul. I said earlier that mankind is made up of body, soma or sarx, flesh. He is made up of pneuma, spirit, and psyche, soul. Out of the psyche of a man comes wickedness, and it's affected by the spirit of man, which leads us astray. The spirit leads the soul astray. The spirit of wickedness leads the soul of man astray. This word heart here means soul. Out of the mankind, we have the word Adamic here, or mankind. Mankind is Adamic by nature. He is kakos, he is ponerios, even. Kakos means Adamic nature. Poneria means something that's really, he really tried hard being bad. Practiced it. Made a profession of being bad. The heart of the mankind, and the one's thoughts, the mental plans, the dialogismoi, these mental plans, the one's evil, kakoi. They come forth, third person plural present indicative middle voice, by the way. Ek poruomai is where it comes from. They come forth out of the ponere and poneria. That means fornication. It means whoredoms. It means carnage. It means adultery. It means prostitution. All of those wicked, what we might call sexual sins, homosexuality. The word homosexuality comes from this. This fornication, so that is, prostitution is a woman or a man that tells you they love you, but they don't. They're play acting in the act of sex. And then we have the word klope. We got a word kleptomania, it comes from klepto. What this word, stealings, thievery. When you talk about wickedness, you look in America today, in some of the big cities mainly, where you get a lot of people together, you have a lot of sin. But in some of the big cities, especially those that are what I call liberal, where they are hijacking police cars and burning them, they're burning down police stations and courthouses, and they're killing cops, so to speak. They are what we call disestablishmentarianism. They used to be the longest word in the English language. It means they're anti-establishment. They believe in anarchy, and that's what we have as anarchy. This is anarchy right here. This is the kind of thing that we see in America's cities today. Go to Chicago, go to New York City, you go to these different places, this is what you're going to see. Go to Los Angeles. Go down there in Pico Rivera in the Los Angeles area. Right next to the little city down there where Nixon was born and grew up. Whittier. I stayed there some of the times when I was going to seminary. If you went that way into Whittier, you're a little bit better safe. If you went into Pico Rivera, watch out. You better take a gun with you because you're going to have a gunfight. And I did twice down there, actually 3 times. Wickedness, stealing, fornication. With drugs comes stealing and fornication, prostitution. We see all of this. Homosexuality. And they want you to think want you to say it's okay to do this. It's not okay. Stealings and murders. People that murder people. Killings, murders. Throat cuttings. This is a really ugly, wicked list. Adulteries, moikeia. And this is kind of a partying. This is what we call a free-for-all mob. Mobbings. These orgies. Pleonassia. Paul relates this list again later on in his writings. This pleonassia, it means to sail around and grab everything you get. I remember there was a little old game one time that one of my sons really liked to play Pac-Man or something like that. They went around eating everything. That's the kind of thing this is. It's covetousness. It's to sail around and grab everything you can. It's like some of these very, very wealthy people in the world that want to control, want to sail around and grab all the money, and they want to control all of society according to their ideas, according to their ideals. Then we have poneria. This one here is practice evil, extensive, extreme evil, poneria. Extreme evil. Dolos, deceit, fraud, guile. We've been victims of fraud here 2 times since we've been in this valley here, with people coming in here, fraud, extortion, racketeering. That's deceit. Then we have a selgia here. Let's read this thing. Moike, plenosia, poneria, dolos, aselgia, ophthalmos, poneros, blasphemia, hyporephania, asphroncine. Boy, this is quite a list of evils. Adulterers, orgies, greediness, sail around and grab everything you can get, grab and control everything. Poneria, this is what we might call practice evil. When people go out and they practice in weightlifting, they practice in running and high jumping, pole vaulting, swimming, whatever they do, this here means to extremely exercise yourself in doing evil. Be real good at it. And then the dolos is deceit, fraud, guile. Aselgia, lewdness. Lasciviousness, licentious. Unbridled lust is what it literally says. This here, there is the lewd dancing. Lewd dancing. That's a term here, lewd dancing. And then the eyes, the ophthalmos, an evil eye. A poneros eye, an evil eye. Blasphemia, one that just fights against God, blasphemes against God or his fellow man. Hyporephania, that means arrogance. It means pride. It means haughtiness. It means to shine above others. That's what it literally means, is try to shine above everybody else. Arrogance. And then we have Aphrosine. That means unwise, incompetent, inconsiderate, have no sense of right and wrong at all. 723 now. Panta, tauta, ta, ponera, esothen, ek poru ete, kai, koinoi, ton, anthropon. All, panta, that means everything. Paul, all these things, all these the things, evil, from inside of a man. It's not from the outside of a man, it's from the inside of a man. Evil from the inside of a man, from within. Esothen, a little adverb there. Adverb of place, and what we call adverb of place and action. And then it says here, those things from within a man are evil, wicked, practice evil, and it comes out, third person singular present, indicative, middle of voice, it comes out for itself. And it defiles, it makes profane the man. Your heart profanes the outside of your man. Your heart, the soul, profanes the very flesh of a man or a woman. You see a beautiful woman or you see a handsome man, and you see them using those talents for evil, prostitution, whatever. They seduce, they prey upon people. There was two women back east, I think in Pennsylvania, in the late 1800s and early 1900s. One of the women is buried here in Tonopah, Nevada. Back in those days, she would put advertisements in the paper, and she was a very beautiful woman. And she would make contact with men like she was going to marry them, and she'd get them for all kinds of gifts and take money from them and everything, and then she'd slough them off, get to somebody else. She may be going 5 or 6 men at the same time. One man finally sued her, and they realized that she was wicked, that she had done even more than what he didn't know she'd done this all over. She had extorted over $120,000 from people, and this is in 1900, early 1900. She ended up over here in Tonopah and died, and they have a grave there where she was, this fraud, this extortioner. All of these things right here, that's what she was. She had an accomplice, another woman also, and they worked men right and left. And now we come to number 24. We come to a woman that is a Syrophoenician woman. She is a woman that is a Gentile. She's a dog. She's a dog. She's a Gentile. She's profane according to all the Jewish traditions and their thoughts and their actions. Ekothen de Anastas Apelthane Eis Ta Oria Taron Horia Taron Kai Sidonas. Now Kai Sidonas is actually not in the original text, that little phrase. Kai Exelthon Eis Oikion Udania Elthane None Kai Uk Adinaste Lothane. We saw wickedness coming out of mankind, and Jesus explained the terms. It said, from there, moreover from there, having risen up, he went. Anastas, there where we get the word Anastasia, or the resurrection. Having risen up, that's not the singular masculine, second aorist participle active. Having risen up, he went. Apelthane, that comes from apo and erchomai. And he went unto the territory, Eis Ta Horia, unto the territory or region of Tyre. Now it doesn't say in Sidon, Tyre and Sidon, but we know that it's there. But someone later on put Kai Sedonis in there also, but it's not in the original language. It's Tyre. She came from Tyre. Tyre means rock. It's a rocky place. You know that when Alexander the Great went against them, they had been conquered before, so they built a fortress on the, what we might call inside on the land. And then they went out on an island out there and they built their main fortress out there on the island. And when Alexander the Great come up against them, he fought and besieged and besieged and besieged the city and on the shore, and when he got into the city, nobody's there. And he looked out there and here they were laughing at him. Now the Bible, Ezekiel 28, tells us that God is going to bring that city down. And it will be nothing but a place for drying of nets. It will be completely scraped off. Well, Alexander the Great took the whole city and broke it all down and started pushing it and made a crossway all the way out to that island. He filled in the ocean so he could take his war machines out there. And when he went out there and he conquered them, he destroyed everything and made it like nothing but a rock pile. That's all that was left. Scraped it all. He scraped the dust off the ground to put it out there in between to get his war machines out there and his soldiers to go out there to that island. And this is the area. Now we have one person from this area that is a believer. She's there, she believes. God loves the believers. And he loves her, even though she's a dog. And having entered into the house, no one kept on wishing to know, and not was able to be concealed. 7:25 now. Alla, Euthus, Akusasa, Gene, Peri, Aton, Ace, Ekain, To, Thegatron, Gotrion, Altoids, Numa, Akarthon, Elthusan, Pros etes pese, Pros tus, Podos, Autu. We saw the wicked people. We saw the wicked religious people that were trying to figure out some way to condemn Jesus and to catch him in words, and now we have a Gentile, a dog lady. But immediately, having heard a woman concerning him, we're talking about Jesus, which had kept on being possessed, her daughter kept on having, her little daughter kept on having a evil spirit in her. Thagatrion te anuma. Akarthon. Akarthon is an evil, unclean spirit. It's a demon spirit. Her daughter was demon possessed. And having come, she fell down toward the feet of him. She fell down toward his feet. This woman fell down, prostrated herself in worship toward Jesus' feet, to his feet. Verse number 26 now. He de gine, ein Hellenes, Syrophonikisa, to gene, kai, erota, auton, hina to, demonion, ekbale, ektes, degates, autes. Jesus was speaking to this woman in Greek, by the way. And the woman, she kept on being Greek, Hellenes. She was a Greek-speaking person, a Syrophoenician. By the genealogy, the gene, or the lineage, or the race, and she kept on begging him. She kept on beseeching him. She kept on begging him. That third person singular and perfect indicative active, she kept on begging him in order that the demon he might cast out of the daughter belonging to her. Kai, elegan, aute, aphes, proton, Kori ta, thesne, ta, tekna, u, gar, eston, kalon, labain, tone, artone, tone, teknon, kai, tois, gene, rios. Balen. Now we read that, but we're not going to translate it. We're going to leave this one. This is a very good place to go. Previews of coming attractions. Previews of coming attractions. Here we have a woman. We had religious people that hated God, basically, that wanted to kill Jesus, wanted to catch him in every kind of evil. And here we come to a Gentile girl. And this Gentile girl now, woman, has a daughter that's demon-possessed. And she believes that Jesus can save that girl's soul and cast the demon out of her. When you're demon-possessed, you don't get to go to heaven. You know. She wanted her daughter to be clean. She wanted her to know Jesus. She wanted her to be normal again. Our Father, we send this message out. Please thank you for it from your word. Please forgive me where I fail you. Please use your word wherever it goes.